Hello and welcome to the channel. Today I am going to be talking about the new release or teaser that NetEase has released regarding new additions to how unions will work in the game. Just before I get into these, I would just like to ask you to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers, and when I do, I will be able to live stream, which will be cool. I could do some content on some other games and stuff, maybe jump on the PlayStation or the PC and live stream some gaming on there, and you can watch me be a bot as I flail around, not really being very good at too many of those games. Or maybe some of the games that I do know a lot about, like Terraria and Minecraft. Those sort of exploration games I tend to be a bit of a geeky nerd at. But yeah, that's the plan, and I will also try and get around to launching the channel's own Discord server, and there I will let you in on a few things that I've got coming up. I've put an old project on hold, but I'm going to try and resume that, and that is around coding Discord bots and just some other things. So yeah, please help me out, and I will do my best to make it worthwhile. So let's get into it. So here we have a preview of new gameplay, features intro, clans, guild unions, and communities. So this update or this teaser sort of talks about some new aspects or some new options that we're going to have regarding to how we run our guilds, our unions, what kind of abilities they have. We're going to get some abilities that we can unlock, and it's going to hopefully help diversify the game. We can have all our unions be a little bit more individual, unique, have certain upgrades, and we can really get something out of joining a union other than like the basic benefits that we get now, which is still handy, but like having some more stuff to help unite us as gamers, as a community, as friends even, would be really, really cool. So here we have, it's talking about org talent, so I'm going to assume org is short for organization, which would fit clan, guild, and union adequately, so I'm going to make that assumption for the remainder of this video. So let's read what it has to say. Clan, guild, and union can acquire a certain talent point, points after leveling up. Leaders of the organizations can unlock org talents with talent points to increase the max number of members, improve their space station's defenses, that sounds pretty interesting, promote mining efficiency, enhance functions including clan's warehouse, guild's dockyard, and org operation. Unlock org talents can be reset under certain conditions. Just from that alone, we're going to get, I'm not sure if the max members thing is going to be sort of replacing how union levels work now, where you create a new union, your max number is 30 players, and as you get more players and you blow stuff up and you earn XP or donate resources, it levels up and increases your max number of seats. That's how it works currently, and from what I'm going to read out later, I don't think that's going to change. I'm pretty sure it's going to stay similar, except we're going to use these new points that we get from leveling up to get more seats, rather than just that's the only thing we get. And so there's that, but we're going to get improved space station's defenses. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Hopefully that gives us some tactical advantages for defending our space stations, our cities, when we take them over. Hopefully that's got some cool PvP sort of interactions. Maybe we can be commanding those defense fleets around, making it an absolute nightmare for our enemies to invade our territory and take our cities and stuff like that. That would be really cool and really help bring those cities to life. Promote mining efficiency. That's just great. We all love increasing our mining efficiency. Good unions with good leaders and good people will probably want to be trying to increase the fun and their likingness of their members. So increasing mining efficiency is always going to be good. And functions such as clans, warehouse, guilds, dockyard, and org operation. We'll get into that in a sec because those are covered a little bit later on. And these can be reset under certain conditions. I have no clue what those would be. I would assume they would be like certain items or something sort of like how there's that thing on the ships where you can rarely get one. You get a few in Season 1, which lets you remove your tech points and put them onto a new ship. Maybe something like that. Reset all your tech points, and probably at the end of every server they'd probably reset too. But that's just my guess. Organizations of various types can deploy talents at different fields accordingly to build diverse and unique structures. So that's pretty cool. Maybe we have some more like buildings that we can build. Maybe officers or leaders, second in command, all that kind of stuff have a little bit more they can do other than just send messages and kick people. That would be really cool, and also help diversify the unions, as I mentioned earlier. After the update, unions won't increase max number of seats of the union with the level up. For unlocking that org talent will be the only way to add max seats for all organizations. At the same time, existing unions will gain corresponding talent points according to their levels and unlock all unlockable talents for members, increasing by default. So yeah, that sounds like all the guilds and unions, all the unions at the moment that have lots of people are gonna get a rightfully earned jumpstart. And if you're just starting a new union, then you will get to start from the bottom and experience what it's like the whole way. And is there anything else in that point? No, unlockable talents for members increasing. Okay, yep. So, just default stuff for having a union existing already. Accordingly, cooperation among different organizations and assessment rules of accords in various systems will be adjusted too. So that's like your Dawn Accord and stuff in Season 1 and all that kind of stuff. Coming soon in the next part, introduction to community and adjustments of assessment rules. Right. This next screenshot, preview of gameplay, features intro. Yep, so that's the same title. And here it talks about the clan's warehouse, which was mentioned earlier. One member of the clan can be appointed as a logistics officer for the organization. The logistics officer is able to build clan's warehouse at the docking point within the operation area of the space station. So we can build a specific union building within the area of the space station. I'm not sure if that's any space station or if there's going to be specific ones that we have to take in order to build this. We'll have to wait and see. Clan's warehouse can store metal, crystal, and deuterium transported by the members of the clan. The logistics officer can distribute resources in the warehouse to different members' fleets, liaised with the space station, enabling exchanges among members of the clan. So that is pretty cool. So we can all donate our resources. We're finally going to get a way to share our resources. So if someone's really struggling and you've got heaps, you send over your fleets, you put them all into this new building that we can build, or maybe claim, take, something along those lines. It does say build. So at the docking point within the at the docking point within the operational area of the space station. So this kind of indicates that there's going to be a docking area that we can build, sort of like an outpost, and it will build this new building inside certain or all space stations. We'll have to wait and see, but that's what it implies. And the screenshot also shows like a building built, attached, or in relation to one of the nodes that we can, in a similar fashion to how we build an outpost or a base attached to one of those at the time of releasing this video. But yeah, so we can now send resources. If our organization is a clan, we can send our resources here, and this particular person that the clan leader appoints can distribute it. So you're probably going to want to appoint someone that you trust and someone that's good with the people and is able to like organize that well. Probably someone with a lot of spare time because they're going to have probably requests. At least I would run this as a leader. I'd probably appoint one of my higher activeness people and let my union know if they're desperate for resources, contact this person, have your fleets liaised at the clan warehouse, and he will sort you out or she will sort you out based on what's available and etc etc. And I would also assume that that person would have leadership privileges like that of a second in command or officer, or maybe they have to be one in addition. So they'd also be able to send out messages to the union or the clan rather to ask people to donate resources or to let people know that there are resources available, that kind of stuff. So that would be quite interesting and allow the clan to really grow and support each other. No matter how low one's resources can be, they can always get help from friends, and yeah, that will be pretty cool. The throughput and construction of clan warehouse will be limited, which can be improved by unlocking talents for the structure. So this says that the amount of resources it can carry is limited, but you can use your talents to upgrade this. So instead of upgrading some other aspect of the clan, you can upgrade the clan's warehouse to increase the space and perhaps to even be able to build more. Excuse me. Guild's dockyard. One member of the guild can be appointed as port officer for the organization. The port officer is able to build guild's dockyards at the docking point within the operation area at the space station. The guild's dockyard can receive fleets sent and transferred by the members of the guild. The port officer can distribute ships in the guild's dockyard to different members' fleets liaise with the space station, enabling the exchanging among members of the guild. Now this is pretty cool. So this pretty much says that if we build this building, we can, all of the members of the guild can send their ships into it and they can be held sort of like as a base's docking, and other people can have their fleets there liaised with it, and this port officer can distribute ships. Now this can do some wonders for people with smaller collections like me. I've got a reasonable collection, but I don't have everything, and I don't have many golds or any in most cases, actually, in all cases. But this will hopefully the action point cost isn't excessive. Hopefully it's only 10 or 20 like most other things, but this will be really cool. You can help each other out, like probably do some really cool combos, maybe having 20, 30 plus special spec Carillions in a single fleet, and your entire guild or union rather, guild can just send in all their special Carillions and stuff, and this port officer can assign them all to one person, and now this person is the dedicated tank person, and now all of a sudden they've got 50, 60 Carillions in a single fleet. I'm not sure how it's going to work, if it will work like that, if that will be allowed, but that's just you're just going to have this one person go plump, now chew through all of these spec cars, and while everyone else just does some heavy damage, and that sounds pretty cool. And that's just one example. There's plenty of others, giving people who don't have certain ships the access to those ships. I don't use I rarely use carriers. I hardly use battle cruisers. I rarely use cruisers, but I've got some good ones. I can send those over to other people who could use those ships. Stuff like that. So that sounds pretty good. Once again, the size and construction of the guild's dockyard will be limited and can be improved by unlocking talents for the structure, so maybe we can build more and we can upgrade it to hold extras. So this talks about the guild dockyard again. We get a screenshot of it. It sort of looks like a military port from, one of the ports in your base. If you have a look at those, it's like that triangle thing. So that looks interesting. I'm not sure. So from what I can see, the docking thing that we're docking onto looks different between the two different the clan warehouse. Oh, does it? Yeah, it looks different. The one attached to the clan warehouse is like not the clan warehouse. The guild's dockyard is like an L-shaped sort of, but it could just be the angle. It could be the same docking thing. Maybe cities will have a docking point that's like, I don't know, specifically for clan warehouses or guild dockyards, or maybe it's just a generic one that either of these two constructions can be built. And then it gets to Union's commanding ability. Unions can hold larger max numbers of operations, which is always handy, and members by unlocking talents than other guilds and clans and guilds. So this is pretty much saying the Union is going to be big. From what I've seen, I don't have the screenshot here, but there was I've saw somewhere one of these pictures down the bottom. It talked about the seats and stuff. From memory, it was like 30, like base of 30, no, 10, 20, 30, I believe was the base for clan, guild, and union respectively. And you can use the points you get from leveling up to increase the max number of seats. It would be interesting to see how we level up, whether it's by like XP, certain quests, donating resources, all of the above. That's going to be pretty interesting. And the union's pretty much just going to be big. It's going to be general buffs. We get more operations. Maybe we get some other things like mining buffs, as mentioned before. I sort of hope that the increased mining isn't the clan warehouse, just because that's not what it is. It's not increased mining, and it didn't seem like that's what it was referring to either. In the context of the situation, so maybe the union will have, maybe we get more AP regeneration, generic resource buffs, mining buffs, maybe ship buffs, XP buffs, all that kind of stuff, which will be pretty cool, but nothing dedicated like sharing ships around or sharing resources specifically. And we'll get more people. So if you want to have massive super unions of hundreds of people, then you'll still stay with unions, but people who are just playing with friends and trying to have a chill time can have smaller things that are a little bit less serious, and you're just sharing around your ships and resources and that kind of stuff if you're not trying to fit as many people in, which I can see this causing some hurt for some of the big groups out there, like some of the Korean groups which have like half a dozen unions that are full of people who all play at the same time, and half of them are mega whales and they've all got heaps of golds. This could maybe deter some of them from being in that sort of massive group. Or maybe the buffs are just like, yes, this is even better, and maybe grow these groups. But I have a feeling it would eliminate some of the issues regarding losing war. Like my union got brutally and mercilessly just attacked repeatedly by heaps and heaps of unions, and they never stopped, no matter how much. Like there were certain people who were like, yeah, we can have peace, but then the leaders of these union groups were like, no, we just want these people gone for good, even though the server was going to end in not long anyway, and they just completely ruined everything. Maybe this will help with some of that resilience. Our members can work together, even if they're like being zeroed 3 times. They can just send a single frigate over, and someone can give them a fleet to help them out, or I don't know, they can send a frigate over and get some resources to help them build again and stuff like that. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how this goes, and I'm actually really looking forward to it. And it's going to add an interesting new dynamic to the game, which we haven't really seen yet. And I reckon it's going to be pretty awesome if NetEase does this well and pulls this off. It's probably going to be one of their coolest updates for a while, and it looks like they are finally, after my nearly a year of playing this game, finally adding some new stuff into the game. Like, we've got a few new blueprints since the start, but not many. But now we've finally got auxiliary ships. We've started seeing battleships in the rare level 12 pirates, so maybe we can get our hands on those soon. More auxiliary ships and other things that we haven't seen, and now we're getting these new organizations. It's going uphill from here, and hopefully it gives this game a new lease of life. And yeah, it's looking good so far. Once again, I'm going to ask you to subscribe, like, share, all that kind of stuff. As I said, 50 subs is my first goal. I'm trying to get there. I'll launch my Discord server. I'll probably try and kick up my progress on coding Discord bots, hopefully get some music pumping. However, in the coming weeks, school's going to start getting pretty busy, so I won't be able to make as many videos. I will try to do them, but I'm going to have to prioritize my studies over these videos, unfortunately. But if anything big gets released, I will definitely do my best to cover it. I just won't be able to do videos every day or two like I am at the moment. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed and found this useful, and I will see you next time. See ya!